You ever feel like you're just trying to protect your favorite snack from, well, an army of tiny, adorable, but absolutely chaotic thieves? That's pretty much Grizzy's life. But you know what? His problem, and more importantly, his solution, is actually a perfect way to understand something fundamental about protecting data. So let's break down how a bear, a bunch of lemmings, and a simple jar of chocolate spread can teach us about one of the most powerful commands in the entire digital world.
Okay, so first, meet Grizzy. Now for Grizzy, treasure isn't gold or jewels. Oh no, it's this big, beautiful jar of chocolate spread. But he's got a problem. A very constant, very chaotic, and very, very tiny problem. The lemmings. And these guys, they are relentless. They will stop at nothing to get their little paws on that jar.
So here's the big puzzle. I mean, sure, Grizzy could lock the jar up in a giant vault, but then it's a huge hassle for him to get to it too. What he really needs isn't a bigger lock, he needs a smarter system. He needs a way to control exactly who can do what with his precious chocolate.
And that's when it hits him. He doesn't need to build a fortress. He just needs to lay down some ground rules. And this, right here, is where we get to the core idea for today. Permissions.
When you boil it right down, a permission is just that, a rule. It's not about building walls, it's about setting clear boundaries. It's all about answering two simple questions. Who gets access, and what exactly are they allowed to do?
So Grizzy starts brainstorming the kinds of rules he could make. Okay, option 1. He could let the lemmings just look at the jar. That's pretty safe, right? Harmless. Option 2, he could let them eat from it. That's a bit riskier. And then there's option 3, the nuclear option. Let them throw the whole thing away. As you can see, different permissions carry way different levels of trust and potential for total disaster.
After scratching his head for a bit, Grizzy figures something out. There's actually a formal way to create these rules. It's almost like a magic spell, and it's made up of 4 key parts that you have to say in just the right order. This is how he's going to turn his idea into a real working command. And check out how logical this is. First, you state your intention. Grant. That just means to give. Okay, give what? The permission, like the ability to look. On what object? The object, in this case, our beloved yummy_jar. And finally, who are you giving it to? The user. Our little gang of troublemakers, the lemmings. See? Simple.
And here's the really cool part. This whole story translates directly into the language of databases, SQL. Letting the lemmings look is exactly the same as giving select permission, which lets a user just view the data. Letting them eat is like giving update permission, which lets them change the data. And throw away? Yep, that's delete, the power to remove data completely.
All right, theory time is over. Grizzy is ready to put this to the test. He's not going to go crazy and give them the keys to the kingdom right away. Nope. He's going to start with the safest, most basic rule first, just to see if these magic words really work.
His decision is made. The lemmings can admire the jar from a distance. They can see it, they can know it's there, but they absolutely cannot touch it, eat from it, or, and this is the big one, throw it away. Look, but don't touch.
And so, Grizzy speaks the magic words, grant select on yummy jar to lemmings. And just like that, poof, the rule is set. He is officially, and formally, given the lemmings permission to look at the contents of his precious jar, and nothing more. It's so clean, so precise, and incredibly powerful.
And it worked. It actually worked. One single command was executed, and one perfect rule has been applied. For the very first time, there isn't just chaos and a free-for-all. There's order. Grizzy is finally in control.
But wait, this is where Grizzy has a huge realization. He understands that the real power isn't just in giving permission. The true master of the pantry also knows how to take it away. It really is that simple. For every grant command, there's an opposite, revoke. So if the lemmings ever get a little too comfortable, even with their look-only permission, Grizzy can instantly take it right back. This gives him complete and total authority over who can do what with his data. I mean, his chocolate spread.
And just look at the difference this makes. I mean, it is night and day. Before, the security of the pantry was, let's be honest, pure chaos. Maybe 10% secure on a good day. But now, with a single clear rule in place, there's order. The security level has just skyrocketed because access is no longer a Wild West situation, it's a privilege, managed and controlled by Grizzy. So, okay, why does a cartoon bear's snack problem matter to us? Well, because every company, every website, every single app you use has its own chocolate spread. It could be your personal data, their financial records, anything valuable. The grant command is the fundamental tool they use to protect it.
It makes sure the right people have the right access, and it prevents so many accidental or not so accidental mistakes. It is literally the foundation of data security.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. The next time an app on your phone pops up and asks for permission to access your contacts or your location or your photos, remember Grizzy. In that moment, you are Grizzy. You are granting a specific permission on a specific object, your data, to a specific user.app. So the real question is, what are you letting them do? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.